What's good, y'all? It's Logan. Today I'm gonna be showing y'all how to make bouncy guitar beats for YSL. People like Young Thug, Gunna, Young Mob, Lil Gotit, Lil Keep. I don't play guitar very often, but I want to try to do that in 2023. I'll be explaining my entire process from the idea to the very end, and I got the beat already made in different FLP. I really like the loop, so I did drums immediately after. Usually I wait till it's time to record, but this time I thought it would, like, the loop was too crazy. I had to put drums on it. Before we get into it, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Logan Pikelko. Follow DNX on Instagram at DNX Do Not Cross. Creative Concept multi-kit still out. On the DNX site, we actually have a 50% off winter sale, which ends on January 4th. If you're watching this, it'll be like the day that I upload probably. So if you need kits, you know where to go. Link will be in the description. Last thing, all the YouTube stuff, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Let me know what you want to see next. And yeah, let's get into the breakdown. This is the very first loop I made in 2023. I originally wasn't gonna put guitar on it, so this is the very first thing I started with. Is a plugin called Emulator 2. It's from the Arturia bundle, and the preset is called Outside the Matrix. The very first thing I did was I laid this pattern down here. I believe this is an F sharp minor chord. I put a chord down, I like messed it all the way up. I don't even know what the root note is at this point, but this is what it sounds like. When I started making this melody, I was thinking like Future, Lil Double O, that realm. So that's why I chose that sound. I added a plugin called Effector. I haven't used this in years, but I was just going through, wanted to try something new, and I put it on, what is that, Trancer? Don't know what that is, but thought it sounded cool. And I just put a simple low cut EQ, and this is what it sounds like now. So still very similar, just tiny bit of processing. After I got that pattern down, I rendered it out and reversed it, and I put volume automation on it, and this is what it sounds like. And for the effects on that, I just have it. That doesn't even do anything. And then Valhalla Vintage Verb. So now once I had that, I rendered it out again. I had this track 1, and this is what that sounds like. It's the same thing, but the reason I rendered out is I wanted to have this where it goes an octave lower, and this is what it sounds like. So nothing too crazy. You really can't even hear it. But it's just like a little extra mid-range. Next thing I did after I got the main sound down was I added a synth bass. This is from Max Shooter's Anachronous One Shot Kit. Took out a lot of the high end and the mids, and then boosted some of the bass. The next thing I did after that was I recorded my guitar on it. I'm gonna play what the final guitar sounds like in the loop. I did not play that at all. I can actually show you the raw recordings for it. I just did a ton of takes, not the best at guitar. I'm gonna get better though, keep working on my guitar. After I had all those takes done, chopped up the parts that I liked, put them on time, I got this pattern. For the processing on that, I'll take you through it. So I'm gonna mute all of these. This is the first 2 EQs I added. All this does is there were some harsh frequencies when I was playing guitar, so I lowered those so that you can't really hear them anymore. This EQ cuts out some of the highs and some of the lows. So it's still really dry, and some of the notes were slightly off, so I added auto-tune, very slight, nothing too crazy to where it'll change the actual sound. It just sounds more on key when I play it like that, because there are little imperfections when you're playing guitar. The thing that changed the sound the most was this guitar rig. I got this preset called Age Tape Delay. All it really does is just add some distortion and saturation, and then these two are both delays. So this is what it sounds like with the guitar rig on it. I used another EQ to cut out the lows from the guitar rig, and then Valhalla Vintage Verb. Makes it a bit more ambient and spacey. Something cool that I did when I was messing around with the guitar is I found this preset in Guitar Rig. It's one of the presets like on the first page. It made the guitar sound like a vocal pad, and I thought it was really cool. And it wasn't what I was going for a final sound, but I thought it would be a really cool layer. So this is what I got. Thought that was really nice, like super ambient and spacey. I'm gonna play everything together what we have so far. all I really had left to do was fill out some of the frequency spaces that I thought were missing. I got this key from my free Takeover One Shot Kit with no service. That link will be in the description if you want to get it. It's free. There's no reason not to. Just lay down this pattern, and this is what that sounds like. The effects on that, just some slight reverb. The one shot already was pretty ambient, so I didn't really need to add that much. The last thing I did was I got this bell. This is one of the ones that I made from the one shot kit. Something cool that I did with it, I made this envelope so it kind of fades in and then fades out, and then I reversed it, pitched it up. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do in here when you just mess around and experiment. This is one that Synth taught me, is at SynthMakeItFlex on Instagram. Y'all go drop him a follow. But yeah, I just put some sliding notes in here, and this is what that pattern sounds like. So really cool, really unique. And for the effects on that, I have a vintage chorus. This is a stock FL Studio plugin. I really like it. Been using it on a lot of my loops. And then of course another Valhalla vintage verb. So now to complete the sample, I just made different sections. This is actually a trick that you can use when you're sending out samples. Always have your stems. Stems are super useful. If an artist needs track outs for beats, or if a producer wants to arrange it or use the loop as a starter, so many things can be done with the stems. And then also I do 32 bars of just the loop with different sections continuously playing. And the reason that I do this is some producers don't like to use the stems, whether it's for save time or just personal preference. I like to have both options available for different producers. With all of those sounds put together, this is what the final sample sounds like. You really hear the vocal elements in that guitar there. Yeah, really like this loop. I'm gonna go into the FLP where I made the full beat, and I'm gonna explain how I did the drums there. Alright, so here's the full beat, and I'll just give y'all a preview of what it sounds like. So I thought this had a really cool bounce, going for that YSL, almost like Pyrex style drums. The first thing I did was I added this clap. The next thing I did, I had a bouncy hi-hat pattern. I moved this over here. I'll show you what I originally had. This is just a little basic idea of what I had to start. So my main goal was to get a super simple, just bouncy hi-hat pattern down. When I heard these few notes, thought it would be cool to see if I could do it throughout the whole pattern. This is what I ended up with. It looks kind of complex, but just a one-step hi-hat pattern with a ton of variation in velocity. What I would do for the velocities is I would right click and drag, and then for every other note I would just put it down lower, and that's a really easy way to get bounce in your hats. This is what the hi-hat pattern sounds like just by itself. After that, I added this open hat. This is what it sounds like with the open hat. Next thing I did is the 808. I have a Spins 808. I just turned the out knob up. And then this roll at the very end. After the 808, I added some counter snares and snare rolls. And all that does is repeat. Very last thing I did was this open hat on the one. With all the drums put together, this is what the final beat sounds like. Another thing I've been doing in my beats recently is for the intro, I have the drums. Artists, when they're going through beats in studio, they listen to like 2, 3, not even that much of the beat to see if they like it or not. If you have the drums just coming straight in, they have a lot higher chance of picking it. So this is what I did for this one. I just had the clap and the hat, and then the 808 would come in on the 3. Hope y'all had a happy holidays, a good new year. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Logan Pakilko. I got 2 free kits in the description of this video. Got accent essentials, 50 free accents, and 15 portal presets. Also got free one-shot kit with 100 one-shots. And then creative concept with Evan with the dope beat is $20 instead of $40 if you get it before January 5th. The link to all of that will be in the description. Hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all learned something from this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.
What's good?